now. They've been uber sloppy as well. But you got to look at LSU and Texas A&M as playing really clean football.
And they play this weekend.
Yep.
Okay. I just saw A&M. Connor Wigman did not impress me. I was in Starkville on Saturday. He could have thrown easily 3 more picks. And, I mean, he was throwing it right to Mississippi State guys.
And he had a great week the week before, and then it wasn't even the same guy.
I don't know, again, I don't know the ins and outs. I can't see what you're seeing in others. But I just know Mississippi State had every opportunity to pick him off. And he had guys running wide open. And he hit them some, but golly, he missed them some too. So that was
better, by the way. If you took Michael Van Buren and put him on Auburn's team right now,
can
you imagine how different they'd be?
You jumped on the week after Van Buren committed to Lebby and dropped the Oregon commitment, and you said this dude can play. Did you have him in the Under Armour All-American game, Luke?
Oh, yeah, we did. I said he was a right-handed Dylan Gabriel, if I remember my quote correctly.
Yeah. To play as a true freshman with the lack of talent that he has around him and play as well as he has it won't get the credit it deserves because there's too many big boys in the conference, but it's unfreaking believable, Luke.
Yeah, it is. And I'll tell you, I think Jeff Lebby is quietly developing a culture and a team and a foundation where there's building blocks right now. Nobody's paying attention, but all of a sudden you start looking at those games and looking at those outcomes, and Mississippi State's scoring points, right? And they're finding ways to stay in games, and they're competing, and the quarterback's getting more and more confident. They're not where they're going to want to be, but if you go back to earlier in the season and when Blake Shapen went down and they were not playing very good football, this looked like it was going to be an absolute disaster. And now it doesn't look that way. It looks like a team that's gaining some confidence.
Okay, well, let's go there. I'll go to Oklahoma and Ole Miss in a minute, and the firing of Seth Luttrell and the promotion of Joe John Finley. Let's go to Starkville. Both teams play this weekend, Starkville and Oxford. Ole Miss at 11 a.m., Mississippi State at 11:45 a.m. So Arkansas at MSU. This is going to be one of the few opportunities of a winnable ball game for them, Tom Luginbill. What do Lebby and Van Buren and them need to do to come out with one more point this weekend?
Well, I don't think they're anywhere near being a good enough football team to make mistakes and overcome them. I think that's the thing, and we're seeing that more and more and more throughout college football with how the transfer portal has thinned out rosters, affected people's depth. The teams that are playing the most error-free football are the teams that seem to be rising to the top each and every week. Now, if you're just flat out better than somebody, that's one thing. You can afford to make an error here or there, but that's not where Mississippi State is. So, listen, you got to have a healthy run game. The freshman quarterback can't make errors, and then you can't make errors worse, right? You can't take a bad decision and turn it into a catastrophic one. And I think to your point, if there are plays to be made in the back end and the other quarterback's going to throw it to you, you got to make those plays, right? You can't. You're not in a position as a team to overcome something or win against somebody that maybe you shouldn't if you don't take some of those gifts. You gotta be able to do that.
I agree with you there. But it's a winnable game for Mississippi State, and we'll see what shakes out there. Tom Luginbill with ESPN on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. All right, Oklahoma's a train wreck on offense, and South Carolina had 41 yards on Saturday, and it was 21-0. So Oklahoma Venables decides to fire Seth Luttrell. He promotes Joe John Finley. They really can't figure out what they want to do at quarterback. They went back and forth. Ole Miss is a 20.5-point favorite. I think most everybody does. Do you